This is Buckshot. I've had him in training for about 3 months at this point. When I first got him, he pushed on the bit a lot. He was in my hands a lot. He was pretty stiff throughout his body. What I'm doing here is I'm just walking him around, making sure he's light in my hands. He's getting that nose tucked back to me. I'm using my right leg and my right rein and putting bend throughout his body and tipping that nose down, trying to keep him soft, make him soft. Right here, I'm going to switch and put that outside leg on, my left leg on, and spin them shoulders around in a circle. He has his head up a little bit right there. I didn't like that too much. I bump it down when I finish. Right there, he gets it up again. I'm going to make him bring it all the way down this time before I finish. And that right there, I always want to make sure my horses finish soft. Never want to let them get to pushing on you, else they'll get stiff in the mouth and hard to control. Right here, I'm just going to start loping some circles. I'm going to bump his head down and get him to pick up that correct lead. Here in just a second, he'll pick up the wrong lead, kind of pushing to the outside of the circle, and I'll drop him back down to a trot and make him pick up the correct lead, just because we haven't loped a lot of circles with him. It's natural. Quite a few horses do that. They have magnets that they like to draw towards. Every time he gets his head up, we bump it down, but I don't want to hold it down at this point in the stage in the game. I want to just bump it down and get him to get off that. If I hold it down, he'll start to push on me and get stiff, so I need to release when he gives to me. Give and take relationship. Right here, we'll prepare him to come in for a stop. He kind of tried to spot up on me on that last one, so we come down, get him soft, and just sit down and say whoa. He backs nice and light in my hands, rolls back on those haunches, and then we go off the other direction. I like them to back soft in my hands, not pull on the bit. I don't want to pull on their mouth to back them up. I want them to squeeze with my feet and just block them from going forward with that bit and let them figure out and go back on their own. Again, he dropped down right there, a little miscommunication, didn't read my body very good. Here we'll come in for a stop. Again, a nice roll back. Kept that back feet planted. This stop right here is what I want. He didn't push on me in the mouth. He got his butt underneath of him and stopped. Here I'm just letting him walk out, letting him be a horse and relax. We've done quite a bit with him. We cut out a bunch of the circles that we loped. I didn't figure you wanted to watch me lope circles. But we're just going to gather him up here and there and make him get soft in our hands. Right here, I'm giving a little bit of pressure with my hands and driving forward with my feet. Driving him forward, just squeezing with my feet. And when he gives down, I'm just giving back with my fingers right now. Going into a counter bend, trying to loosen up all the different parts of his body. Make him real light and supple with his hands, or with my hands and his face. I'm trying to get that hip to catch up with that front end right there. I've moved them independently of each other quite a bit, but I haven't moved them together very much at this point, so it looks a little rough. There he goes. You notice that left hind and left front was going in front of his right hind and right front. Right here, I'm teaching him to engage that hip to get ready for his lead departures. I'm pushing that hip to the left and tipping his nose to the left, using that right foot. Done this way, I'm using that left foot back by his hip and pushing that hip in. I'm trying to tip that head to the inside. Now this is something that this is, I think, the second time we've worked on this with him, so he's still relatively new to this. This is some shaky parts in here, some It don't look too polished, but it is what it is at this point in the game. Okay, after doing that, I'm just gonna trot him out here on a loose rein and let him kind of be a little bit of a horse again. That's kind of a hard maneuver for horses to do and to figure out. And generally I'd work on that a little bit more, but for sake of time and the video and all the stuff that I wanted to kind of get through with him, I didn't spend a whole lot of time on that. Right there, I just wanted to show that he can jog around on a loose rein, not pick up speed, not get excited about things. This horse, whenever I tried to give him a loose rein, would always want to just take off about as fast as he could go. Spend a lot of time loping him or just putting him in a straight line and trotting him. When he'd pick up into a lope, would drop him back down to a trot. When we were loping him and he'd go into a run, would bump him back down and make him just go a nice, easy, soft speed. Here I'm just going back again, and just like we did at a walk, I'm bending and flexing him at a trot. Doing some serpentines here, some figure eights, getting him soft throughout his body. I want to get him to where when I pick up on that rein, no matter when, no matter how fast we're going, he drops that nose, collects his body up, and prepares himself for either a stop or a rollback or whatever it is that we're going to ask him to do. And it's always a lot easier for them and a lot better if we can get them to collect up. Good. Now again, in this backup, I just tip his nose down enough with my hands and then squeeze with my feet. You really can't see it all that good right there, but there was a little bit of slack in those reins as he was backing up, and he kept his chin tucked down to me. It was pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and rest him here for a bit. I'm probably going to cut some of it out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and lope off on a loose rein, let him relax and kind of be a horse. Now again, so you can see the reins flopping around there. This horse, I could not do that with him when I first got him. We would do circles 900 miles an hour around this arena. So this is an accomplishment for him. Right here, when I go into that turn, he wasn't getting soft, so I'm going to tip that nose down until he gets soft, and then I'm going to keep bridling him up, keep driving him into that nose, and then come in for a stop. That wasn't too bad of a stop. He kind of popped that back end out of the ground, but he stayed soft in his face. Okay, as you move on in your training, he'll learn to keep that rear end in the ground better and stay soft in the bridle. I'm just concentrating on keeping him soft in that bridle right now. We can jerk him to a stop later on if we want, but we have to teach him how to collect and how to give his nose and everything in the beginning, and then that way he won't just start to get to cramming on all 4 feet and bounce us out of the saddle when we ask for a stop, or pushing into the bit and running through the stop. I'll show you here in just a second some stops pulling him into the ground. Right there, he always likes to back with that hip to the left. He kind of bows that shoulder out to the right. So what I did is I just picked up on that shoulder on that right side until he started backing up straight, and then we let him go and let him rest. Right here I'm going to kind of force the stop a little bit and jerk him into the ground. You can see his mouth gaping open a little bit. He's kind of pushing on the bridle when I ask him to stop, but he's really digging that butt in.